Good afternoon, Chuck.
Good afternoon.
When did you first start painting?
Oh, I've been painting probably for the last 20, 21 years. I started painting when I was thinking about retiring. I realized I didn't have a hobby or anything to keep me busy, and always thought I could paint somehow, but I kind of got a little more time to get serious about it. I've been doing that for about 20 years.
What steered you towards watercolors?
I'm not real sure. I took a watercolor class from Bonnie Silip over at the Art Center, and that was one of the first instructions I'd taken, and that happened to be watercolor, and I just found that a way to go from there. I've tried acrylics and oils, but I usually come back to watercolors. And for one thing, it's easier for me to, because I'm pretty messy sometimes, and I'm working on a carpeted floor most of the time, and I don't think my wife would appreciate coming in here and having oil spills and acrylic all over the place. So I can clean up my watercolor mess much easier. I've always had the feeling that I could probably paint, but I keep plugging away at it. I think, like I say, I've been at it for 20 years. I think I need another 20 years. If I can get another 20 years, I might call myself an artist.
What did you do before you retired?
I was an engineer at General Electric. I had 30 years in there.
Conneaut or Erie?
In Jefferson mainly. I had quite a few years up in Cleveland, but most of my time was at Jefferson. And when they closed the plant, that's when I semi-retired. I took another job over in Meadville, Pennsylvania after that and worked there for a while. But I really worked right up till I was about 80. That was the last day I worked. I just turned 80. So,
how old are you now, if I may ask?
90.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
About 90 and a half. So I can start counting the months now, and add them to them. So
When did you turn 90?
November.
How did you decide to which subjects to?
I really haven't decided that yet. I go from one thing to another, and I try them all. I do some landscapes, and then some they don't turn out, so I turn to still lifes and tried portraits. And I'm about the same level of success on all of them. Not the greatest, but enough to get by. I have been trying some egg tempera here lately, and find that pretty exciting. It's brilliance. You get a lot of brilliance in the color from that.
I'm sorry, you were trying what now?
Egg tempera.
Oh, what is that?
It's an egg yolk with water. You use that instead of the water for a medium. You can put about any kind of pigment you want into egg tempera. And I had some egg dye that they use for this decorative egg paintings that I don't know if it's Balkan or one of the countries that does that. But I've been using that egg dyes in my egg tempera, and it gives a real brilliant outcome to it. I do try oil when I can open the windows up and get the fan going. I'll try oil again. But there, like I say, I have to be careful with it. That's not my style, being careful.
So has anybody asked you to paint something for them?
I don't do any commission work. I've had people ask me, but I'm not that serious about it. It's mainly for my own entertainment. I paint them and stack them up in the closet, and some on my frame, take to the shows.
Have you had any exhibits anywhere?
Not individuals, no. Just with the art club mainly, and when Conneaut was doing their art shows up there, that was a good one to get into. Usually do the Grape Jamboree. I've had success with those. Managed to sell a few at some of the shows. Enough to buy some more supplies. Keep going.
What about painting brings the most joy to you?
I really haven't found really what I like to enjoy painting. I don't care about painting covered bridges. Everybody paints covered bridges, but I just can't get enthused over a covered bridge. I do barns. some of the old barns I find interesting. And, probably one of the paintings I'm going to enter in the art show in May will be a barn that I've just recently done. So, just someday maybe, like I say, if I get another 20 years, maybe I'll find the subject that I really enjoy painting and stick with that.
Do you like doing people?
Yeah, I do. But I don't do any live subjects on portraits. I usually, well, except for myself, set up a mirror, do a self-portrait.
How long you been a member of Lakeshore Artists?
Probably 20 years. Not sure exactly when I did join, but it was when I first started painting. I was taking a workshop at the art center, and a couple of the ladies that were in the club, they approached me about joining, and joined. I've really gotten a lot out of that. And so really mainly kind of self-taught with the help of a lot of other people.
What do you like about the Lakeshore Artist Group?
What amazes me is all the people, so many talented people that there are around. And a lot of them are right in the club. And the club gives you a chance to associate with other local artists, and you can learn a lot just by watching them. Like on Wednesday mornings, they get together on Wednesday mornings. I don't really paint it on the Wednesday morning sessions because I do better here in this setting, but I pick up a lot of pointers and just watching the other ones work and do their thing. But it's a good group of people. There's been a lot of changes since the last 20 years in the art club. I think when I first went in, there was a lot of watercolor being done, but now I don't see too many people doing watercolors any longer. It's kind of shifted to acrylics and a lot of photography. But everything changes.
Have you ever been tempted by photography?
No, my extent of my photography is a little one-shot camera that I carry around with me, and I find subjects that way to paint. No, photography just has never really interested me that much. There's a lot of, in our art club, there's a lot of good photographers, and they have put out some really good work. I've been doing still lifes lately, and I enjoy them. I can set them up and change them and have control over them, those I think. Yeah, I think still lifes will probably be my main subjects from now on. I hope you're going to edit this.